Our last question here says, determine the value of x in the following diagram. Calculate the measure of each marked angle. So it's asking me to do two different things. Number one, it wants me to solve and figure out what x needs to be for these patterns to work out. And then it wants me to actually figure out what those angles are. So when I look at the picture, I do spot the arrows. They're not on the ends of the lines. They're kind of inside the line, which tell me that these are parallel. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn my page so that my parallel lines are horizontal. I find that really helps me. And then I have this angle here up top, and I have this angle here down on the bottom. So I notice that one of the two angles is outside of the parallel lines, and the other one is on the inside of the parallel lines, and together they make the letter F. Now in F pattern, the angles are equal. So that means that 5x and 15x minus 200 are equal. So I'm going to make an equation where I say that 15x minus 200 equals 5x. And I am going to write down what theorem we used. We said that was F pattern. Okay, so from here, what I need to do is solve my equation. So I don't like that there are x's on both sides. So this is a little bit of a weird situation, but we're going to do our best. I have 15x, I have 5x. I like to usually move the smaller one over, so I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. So 15x minus 5x is 10x minus 200. And then 5x take away 5x is 0. It's all gone. So I still need to write something down on this side, and if there is absolutely nothing there, I am just going to put in a 0. Now from here, I'm going to then solve this equation by adding 200. 0 plus 200 is 200, so 10x equals 200. And then I am going to divide by 10. And 200 divided by 10 is 20. That is 20 degrees, since these are angles. So that's the first part done. It said determine the value of x. The value of x is 20. But the second part of the question says calculate the measure of each marked angle. So you want to try to figure out what 5x and 15x minus 200 are. So all I'm going to do is take 5x, and everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put in my answer, which was 20. So 5 times 20 is 100 degrees. Now, that would be an obtuse angle. It's bigger than 90. That looks like an obtuse angle, so that's pretty good. I'm going to try the same thing here. I know that they should both be equal, but it's also a nice way for me to check and see whether my answer is right. So I'm going to do 15x minus 200. So 15 times 20 minus 200. I just put 20 in for x. 15 times 20 is 300. And then 300 take away 200 is 100. So I knew that they were both going to be equal, right, because it is F pattern. So I could have just said that this was 100, but calculating it lets me check. So because I got the same answer, I have a really good feeling that my answer of x equals 20 was right. So I do have a couple things I have to answer here. So I'm going to say, therefore, x equals 20 degrees, and the angles are both 100 degrees.